and they all have their place and they can bring out stuff. But so I'm really interested in how to help that to happen more often. And I am uh, I want to do something with my music. I say my music because they're the songs, but it's really the lyrics, that I put to music, and a lot of wonderful musicians played on it. Some who aren't with us anymore. But I want to find a way to do that and be able to go do maybe house concerts or, to share. And I'd like to combine that with people circling up. I did that at a time where um, after Babe Ruth, I got asked if I would want to go to these summer theater things, but I didn't want to do that play. The makeup was hours. And, but I said, if we did an evening of poems and songs and stories, and then we could have opening acts be the people in town who could entertain the biggest theater in town, but they maybe couldn't fill it. And then we could do in the afternoon, we could have people from the various not-for-profits and others, circle up and share with each other and just know each other better and all that. And then I could do my stuff, and then people could come out, one or two at a time or do something, and I'll do a, you could make enough money. The producer was doing that. They wanted me to do a two-hander play or something, and we did that a bunch of times, and about half the time it worked out great in the sense that we had a full house. The other times it worked out great, except for the sense that it wasn't a full house. It was, so there were things to think about making it work better. But all of that I put on the back burner because I had reached that time where I couldn't, wasn't for me to be out on the road. It was for me to be at home, But I'm now seeing that I would like to be doing that. I'd like to, those are all the things that are important to me. And then tied in with that is I'm getting these 3/4-inch videotapes that were shot back in 1980. And I found somebody that's got, those machines aren't available anymore, and the tapes get moldy and have to be baked, But I found a really wonderful guy who's helping me to do that. And I think they are very relevant, even though it's more than half a lifetime ago. 1980, 45 years ago, but that's when we elected Reagan. A lot of things in the Middle East, a lot of things kind of were set in motion then, and a lot of the same issues are still here. And I think there's a lot of great insight, and so I'd like to be showing those and inviting the people who are still around, or the ones who carried on those works those people were doing. I mean, back in the day, there was a little bit of Indian theater and people trying to do things, but there are now a whole lot of talented Indian people, actors and directors and writers and camera people and lighting people that all of that was started by people back then. And there have been some wonderful, successful TV shows and films, and instead of having non-Indian people write the script and play the parts and not really understand something that's really quite deep and different, if you it's been obscured, but it's not that it's something people can't know because it's in us. It's just something that certain cultures and times began to push out, along at the same time they were forcing people who were left-handed to work right-handed rather than seeing that's something special. It was something evil, awful,
We had that in school in New York. I'm left-handed, my whole family left-handed, and they brought in these consultants who would lean over our desks and take the pencil out of our right hand and put it in the left hand and say, look, it's a righty world. Your life would be a lot easier.
Yes.
If you were to be left. None of the kids became left.
No.
And of course, they couldn't do that now.
No, but there are a lot of things that we do still do, and some of them, maybe got changed too fast. I mean, there's things that started like back when I was teaching and dyslexia, maybe that kid is not lazy and sloppy. Maybe he's dyslexic and he's just seeing those letters backwards and those numbers backwards, all of that's become accepted. Autism, they're not retarded, but what's going on with them? And then a while back, when one of my sons was diagnosed with Asperger's at a time, it had sort of made it into the diagnostic handbook. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Now we talk about the spectrum. So there's a lot more people being, diagnosed with some form of autism or autism spectrum. So the numbers are up. So now there's this thing about, well, what causes it and what's the evidence, and then that's become politicized. So we're dealing with that.
You're in a getting that dinner ready.
Yeah.
You are. God bless everybody.
I shouldn't be in the kitchen, but I came in here to change.
I can verify if they can hear. I can verify he has been in like almost every other room in the house except the bathroom to try to make it happen because he's a professional.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe I could have switched back to the bedroom, but this charger seems to be working. So.
Started in the bedroom, ended up in the kitchen. Yep. There's a story in there.
Yes.
Max, you are really amazing, and your generosity of time is duly noted and very, very, very appreciated. And going over, of course, the things people know, Barney Miller, General Hospital, and we just really scratched the surface of those and the myriad of things in your epic and ongoing career and your passions and your desire to connect and create and celebrate. I think is beautiful, and I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, you know what? Can I share that poem I wanted to share with you at the end?
Yes.
And I don't know what should. So, and that same thing of people recite their poetry in public may have other nasty habits. Same with prayers, I guess, because this is something that when it started coming to me, I realized it was like the Lord's Prayer, but in a different kind of vernacular from the one that's come down to us from the King James Bible and all of that about kingdoms and stuff. And but it goes like this. It goes, and if you can put your picture up for me instead of mine, that would be great. Then I'd be sharing it with you. I know you're going back and forth. Well, anyway, either way, here we go. And then thank you everybody for listening in. It goes like this. It goes, Creator supplied us with spirit to guide us through things that divide us, to love light inside us. In the children playing, in the parents praying, in the old ones saying goodbye. In the beginning, they say was the word. In the heart song, let it be heard. Creator, creation of all my relations. Your names are sensations of your emanations. We work, we play, we feel you, we pray. You show us a way we can live. Feed us today. Please don't lead us astray. Give us heed in the way we forgive. For beyond the kingdoms and powers and glories, you are the whole of the circle, the soul of the stories, the Father, the Mother, the one and the other of all that can live and can be. History holds us in patterns of pain. The mystery still sets us free. So humbly we thank you for all you have given, for the loved ones who light up the lives we are living, the children playing, the parents praying, the old ones saying goodbye, each true beginning, renewing the word. In the heart song, let it be heard.
That's beautiful, Max.